Marvel Rivals just came out, so I decided to play every hero in the game to find my main. Starting with Hulk. Here is everything I learned after 10 hours of playing Hulk, from secret combos and mechanics, to a variety of playstyles and matchup insights to destroy your enemies. But let's start by going over his kit. Hulk has 10 different moves spread between 3 forms. Moves include abilities and passes, and that's not even counting team-ups. You start every game and respawn as Bruce Banner, who has 3 moves and only 200 health points. Your left click is his main damaging ability. His left shift is a grenade that can displace you and your enemies just like a Ziggs bomb in League of Legends. And his Q, or his ultimate, makes him immune for a short period of time and transforms him into the Hulk, who has 6 moves and 800 health points. Your left click now becomes a melee attack that has a surprisingly long attack range of about 5 meters. You now have a right click that emits a gamma ray that deals tons of damage and pierces through enemies. Your left shift now grants you and nearby allies a shield that gives you all charge when it absorbs the damage. You also have a E that stuns enemies, making them unable to receive a healing or move for 2 seconds or until you hit them. His ultimate will transform Hulk into Monster Hulk, who has 1 new ability as well as 150 health points. His new ability is a new ultimate, which grants him the ability to do some classic Hulk shit. And your E and left shift cooldowns are now down by about 50% in this form. And additionally, Hulk and Monster Hulk share a passive that allows them to perform big jumps when you hold down the jump button, which is inaccessible in Bruce Banner form. So this combined with the fact that you only have 200 health points in that form means that you should play around natural cover and poke enemies with your left click and left shift until you can become the Hulk again, where you have 2 distinct playstyles available, the diver and the anti-carry. When playing as the diver, you want to prioritize the enemy ace or healers. Kills aren't the end all be all though. If you can separate your target from their team, or make them use all of their abilities on themselves to survive or to try to kill you, that's a win. When playing as the anti-carry, your goal is to eliminate the enemies that are diving your healers or your ace. You can stun the enemies and potentially kill them and shield your allies, but again, kills aren't necessary. You will never kill a Spider-Man or an Iron Fist as Hulk, so zoning them is the best you can do, and it's also more than enough. But in Monster Hulk form, you lose the ability to shield your allies, but your damaging abilities are on super short cooldowns now. So use this form to dive and kill healers and aces using this combo. 2 left clicks into 1 right click. 2 left clicks into 1 right click. Your left shift is your most important ability by far, but even with the lowered cooldown that you have in the Monster Hulk form, you can't spam it. So to have the least amount of downtime, this is the combo you should use. Additionally, all of your cooldown are refreshed when you go from Hulk to Monster Hulk, and vice versa, so make sure to use all of your abilities before transforming in either side. The final mechanic for Monster Hulk is that you can extend the duration of your transformation if you press Q when there's about 1 or 2 seconds left to the transformation, so that whenever you're in the Q animation, when you do some classic Hulk shit, you still stay in it with the additional health. Now, here's the most important Hulk tip by far. You can perform a 10 meter leap even when the marker is in the red, which takes 0.5 seconds to load, instead of doing the fully loaded 20 meter leap that does 1.7 seconds to load, which is extremely inefficient when you do the math. By using this tip, you'll become so much harder to hit because of how often you jump, and you effectively gain extra health, pretty much. Now, the best battle tip I can give you for Hulk is to charge your jump as soon as you enter the battlefield. As soon as you start hitting your abilities, shielding people, stunning the enemy, or left click, left shifting them, you need to have your jump ready, so that you can disengage as soon as you want, without having to wait at least 0.5 seconds to leave. And this can be the difference between life and death. Now for some tips to become even more Hulk-like. When you're close to a wall while jumping, you can press space to grab onto the wall and then proceed to jump again. So this tip is extremely efficient to catch flying targets like Iron Man. Additionally, if you come across a flying target while you are jumping, you can ground them if you touch them with your body. Here's a tip for Hulk's shielding ability. Make sure to jump into your team whenever you're trying to shield them, because the range is deceptively small. So make sure to always jump into them. Now, let's sure you get the most amount of value out of your stun, your E ability. You can use your E to stun some enemies while you focus the other one while diving. So let's say there's two supports, one that's healing the other, but you want to kill one. You can stun one and then go kill the other support while the 2 seconds of stun are in effect. Also make sure to ping the enemies that you stun to your teammates so that you can make sure to buzz them down together. That's especially true and effective for frontline tanks and divers. Now let's quickly go over your team ups. Unfortunately, Hulk doesn't gain anything really from his team up. With Wolverine, you can throw him and that's about it. You don't really gain anything special. For the Iron Man and Doctor Strange team up, you actually give them power and you don't really gain anything out of it. So it's really good if you are a really nice guy, a really good teammate, and you help your teammate out. It's a team game after all, so have fun. Tomorrow I'm gonna be releasing a matchup guide if you wanna dive a little bit more into each and every matchup of Hulk, but for now I'm gonna be ranking Hulk based on his solo carry potential for solo queue games, how hard I think he is to play, and also how fun I had playing him. Let's get it. Let's start with the solo carry potential of the Hulk. I think it's definitely a solid A tier. It's one of the best champ in the game outside of Hawkeye and Hela that are definitely in the S tier for me. Now let's talk about the difficulty of Hulk. I really think that this champ or this hero is in the A tier. It's not quite as hard as champs that are really mechanically intensive like Spider-Man or Black Panther, but I really think that it's the hardest tank to play. You don't have any big shield or you don't have walls like Groot, right? So a lot of your survivability comes from your game sense and knowing when to jump in, jump out using your shield, your stun, and your thunderclap, which is your left shift. Even using your ult isn't straightforward. There's a lot of stuff that you can do. The possibilities are kind of endless. You can target anyone, you move really fast, and it's really hard to master. So yeah, A tier for Hulk. Now let's talk about the fun of Hulk. I think that Hulk is an easy A tier. You can kill a lot of people with Hulk. Like you can literally destroy their entire backline. For the highs and for the lows, they are never too low because Hulk is a pretty decent champ or hero. The only thing that's gonna hurt a little bit and you might not have fun is the learning stage of Hulk, because it's really hard to play. It's the hardest tank to play, as I've said before. So that's it for the fun. And Hulk is a triple A level champ. So AAA, in my opinion, he's an overall A tier champ in all aspects. Really well rounded. By the way, I stream every day on YouTube, so hop in and have some fun.